Hey, that sounds familiar. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvonauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is Tuesday at 12:10 p.m. Eastern. I hope everyone is doing well and is looking forward to our session today as we are now officially post ArvCon 2023. It's hard to believe given how much time we spent getting ready for it, but we are post ArvCon 2023 and we are into the late spring, getting ready for early summer time of the year, and that means Patreon fueled chat shows and game of the month as we wrap up the month of May and get ready for what should be a very fun summer to come. Before we go any further, just a couple of reminders about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. This is something which is really appreciated, and I had a number of people follow the channel over the weekend, so thank you for that. Thank you also if you have checked out our YouTube channel and subscribed to us over there, ! ArvTube. I now have posted all ArvCon videos except for the one which is not technically due yet. Actually, I think it would have just been posted now that I think of it, which would have been the stuff with Brandon O'Brien and Valerie Valdez and then Mike Underwood and the scientists. That should be up now, so we now have that over there. And ArvCon has its own playlist for those campaigns that are continuing ones that go through ArvCon but don't start or end there. Those are ones that I post both at the ArvCon playlist and also in their own separate game campaign playlist. You can find them in either place. So there's all that sort of thing. I am very excited about people getting involved with that and with the Discord channel, ! ArvCord. Please for that. If you want to hang out with us on the Discord channel, that's always appreciated. Twitter is ! ArvTweets, where you can follow me over there. Slowly sneaking back up in followers there, which is interesting. I'm not sure what that means, but it's good to know that some people are jumping on board for as long as that site continues to exist. When, of course, the website for this is arvineleron.com. Financially, we have ! ArvShop. That's the merchandise area. I showed off one of the new items on that merchandise area, which is, of course, the Infinity and Beyond Eberron crew shirts. Probably the next one up, I'm guessing, is going to be Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. We should have that up in the next few weeks, and we'll also then have Shire Adventures up maybe within a couple of months too. So we should have those new ones up as we update that site. We already have Arvoneleron stuff now. We also have, as I mentioned, the just mentioned the I&B stuff. So that's good. We're making some progress. Thank you, Stalio. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about ArvCon 2023 in just a bit. So we've got that going on, and the Patreon is ! ArvTreon. That is the financial backbone of the channel. Really does make it possible for us to do a lot of what we do on this channel and support various endeavors and initiatives, including a lot of aspects of ArvCon, like videos and music payments and things like that. So that really does help. Plus, you can get those custom not sub badges. You can get custom character backgrounds and epic poems written for you and different things like that, plus move us towards various channel goals. So please do consider supporting us on the Patreon. You can also consider supporting us by resubbing or subbing to the channel for the first time. We had a number of actual subs and resubs. Part of this was because Dragonspear was going nuts because Man U was winning a soccer game. But besides that, we also had other people who gifted subs and resubbed during this, which I really appreciate, and thank you, everybody. So that also helps. We get custom sub badges and emotes to use here, there, and everywhere across Twitch, and both that and Patreon allows you to get inspirations to help our tabletop players, and we used a lot of those inspirations this past month, actually, so they definitely did get used. On the publishing front, ! Icarus, which is my graphic novel from the incomparable Athos Arts. ! Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library. That's my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. It was Night at the Forbidden Library, which we ran for the opening of ArvCon, which was the Klein event. I'm going to be tweeting out, and I already tweeted out a basic one of this, but I'm going to be tweeting out and sending thanks to everyone, including people at the Klein, for their support of that event and all the people who came to it and all the various people who did ArvCon stuff, but I'll talk more about that in a second. So there's that. That's always appreciated. And then Greyshade, of course, ! Greyshade, which is going to be, I think, kind of a little bit of a focus now. Well, I shouldn't say focus, but it's going to be one of the things I'm going to be talking about now over the next month and a half or so, on and off, in the run-up to the release for the sequel to Greyshade, which is called Renegade. That is going to be coming out in July. I am very excited about that. The cover is awesome, which I have previously revealed on stream. I'm very excited about the cover. I'm very excited about the really really awesome editing work that was done by Emily, who is here in chat and is an amazing editor. And I was really excited as well about just some of the buzz that it's gotten from some of the folks who've had a chance to look at it, beta readers and people like that who have looked at it and really liked it. And I'm hoping that's going to be a very positive thing, not just for the sequel, but for the book that came before it, Greyshade. So if you want to get a hold of that book, you can get Greyshade right now at that exclamation point Greyshade link. You can pre-order Renegade, which is going to be out, as I say, in July. And then you can also pre-order Heretic, which I'm going to be starting to work on here again in a few days now that we're past ArvCon. We're going to be, I've already been doing a fair bit of work on it already, but I took about a week off because I was working on ArvCon stuff. But getting back to that over the summer, and that's going to be out next year. So I'm very excited for Heretic. And then, of course, the tabletop role-playing game from Brandon O'Brien, which is amazing. That's going to be out late this year. And, of course, we have the audiobook by Trent Sparks, which is already out. So you can get a bunch of things for Greyshade and related matters over there. So please consider jumping on board and supporting those publishing things. And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war and send the message we will help others in that situation in the future. And one last time, I'm going to say as well, exclamation point donate, because even though the campaign is over, technically the campaign isn't quite retired yet. And so even though I do believe that it's important to have sort of end dates on these things, I don't think it's a great idea to just let these things float on forever in the ether. But I do think, having said that it's okay for people who may be seeing videos and stuff like that and being like, this is great. So I am leaving it up for a few more days. So we could get a couple more donations over there. And if so, that'll obviously be added to our yearly total for ArvCon. And I do want to mention about that because I was looking at the Tiltify page that, and hang on just a second here, whilst I turn off this and I turn on that. Oh, whoops! I forgot that I still have it in ArvCon mode. Hang on a second. Wait just a minute now. Let me address that situation immediately. Yes, right. Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. That was the last thing. I changed all this stuff. Like, I moved all these things around, and I was just like, okay, I got this ready. But I forgot about the camera. So just making sure that looks good. Yeah, okay, we're good. So I did want to mention one thing about ArvCon, sort of a post-mortem, I guess, about the campaign, which is, so we raised $6,100, and they now have both of the campaigns. Since we do this through Tiltify now, they have the campaigns actually listed on our page. So I can put up the retired campaigns, the published campaigns, the unpublished campaigns. And it was interesting because we have now averaged over the two campaigns that Tiltify tracks. Now, remember, we had a lot of campaigns before that. We've been doing this 9 years now. So we've had a lot of campaigns before that Tiltify did not track. But just this year and last year, we have now averaged $6,585.89, meaning we have raised just in the last 2 years $13,171.78. And we know from previous totals that we were close to the mark now, and we have now easily surpassed $30,000 raised for Damon Runyon. So if you put together the multiple thousands that we did for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and then you add to that the over $30,000 that we raised for Damon Runyon, that's a lot of good work, folks. It really is. It's something that we all should be proud of. And I was really happy about, honestly, how the whole event went. I do think it's important to recognize, setting a goal and knowing what the goal is and all that is sometimes more of an art than a science. So we didn't quite get to the goal that we set. But I really think it's important for people to be extremely pleased. I think that we did quite well. We didn't miss it by thousands or something like that. We were less than $1,000 away in the end. We had some big donations. I know Chaotix, who's in here, had a lot of donations. A lot of other people donated large and small amounts, and a lot of people just simply donated time and energy and resources of other kinds other than just financial, and all of those went into making this a big success. That's a big number. I know that Damon Runyon is very happy with the event. They are very happy with the overall course of things that have been done with ArvCon. I also think I got a text from, not a text, a message from someone early this morning who was congratulating me on ArvCon. It was like, hey, this was a great event and everything, and said that they felt that it really felt like the platform has broadened. And that because of Tiltify, because of Damon Runyon, because of things like the Klein event, that there are more things sort of in the hopper that suggests that the platform is becoming broader, I guess, for want of a better term, that we have a larger foundation. And I'm inclined to agree with that. I feel like there is a place now from which springboarding to future events is going to be a big deal, and is going to give us a chance to build up even more sort of momentum and money. And so, we'll take things that we've learned from this year, we'll process them, we'll put them into new things as we try to do every year. But I do think it's important overall for us to be very pleased with how this event went. I think it went super well. It was very draining, obviously, on a lot of people. It was very exhausting to go through, but it was one of those things that, it was good also to see how much good, positive stuff I think came out of it, including good community feeling. So all of that was good stuff. And again, I will send out tweets about this, but as I said in my wrap up, I'm not going to redo my wrap up that I did last night, but it really is important to recognize that we as a community pulled together again to do this. And I'm very proud of everyone who was a part of it. I'm proud of everyone who really donated their time and effort and resources. I actually just dropped off Zach this morning. I dropped off at the train station, and Zach is now winging his way back to California. It was great to have Zach here, and it was an example of, Zach who came out for this event, Hilnis who came out to see the event, Drew who drove over to see the event, the Dunsels who came up to see the event, Rob and Carlos and Claire who came up to be a part of the event. Just like all of these people came from all these different places. And I thought that was really amazing. And I have a few things that I want to share with people before we move on to stuff. So, so first of all, yes, I want to read. That's what I was going to say, Emily. I do want to read that comic, and I also want to show a few pictures because I thought chat might like these from from Drew's amazing. Hold on a second while I pull them up. From Drew's amazing work that he did over the weekend at the Thursday event, specifically in taking these pictures that he did. So give me just 1 second here. All right, so there's that, and there's that. So I think what we should probably do is let's do the comic first, I think. Let's do the comic first, and then we're going to do a few pictures, and then after that, we will get into the Patreon field. Chat shows in the game of the month, which is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. One quick programming note, by the way, this weekend is going to be a little weird because this weekend is going to be I'm going to be down in Pittsburgh at Three Rivers Comic Con. Little Arv will be with me. I know there's a few folks who will be meeting up with me who usually come by, who are Pittsburgh viewers of the channel, so I'm looking forward to seeing a couple of those folks. But I wanted to mention that that means that scheduling and stuff like that is a little weird for this weekend. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be streaming one or both days. I don't know exactly what the timing will be, but it's going to be a little strange for June. After that, things should get easier, or should be more, I guess, even-keeled, so to speak, for a while, at least for a few weeks. And then at the end of June, I'm going to be flying out to the Pacific Northwest. I'm going to be in Seattle visiting in-laws for a few weeks, about 2.5, I think it's actually about 12 days, 11 or 12 days, so under about 2 weeks, basically. And again, I'll have the chance to stream out there using my mobile setup, ArvBox 2.0. I'll be able to use that out there to stream, so I'll probably only end up missing one or maybe two streams at most, but I'm letting you folks know that that will happen, and then we get back from that. And then July should be fairly straight ahead. I am going to be at ReaderCon in Boston in July, so I'll talk a little bit about that. But again, I should still be able to stream on the road from there. And then, of course, late July, early August, we have the amazing and awesome Gen Con Writers Symposium, and we will have some special scheduling details about that as well. So summer will have a few, ups and downs here in terms of schedule, but we will announce that as well. This weekend, though, it is Three Rivers Comic Con. Oh, Murmur Con. It's Three Rivers Comic Con, which is a small little Comic Con. I started doing this actually a number of years ago, and it's probably... I don't know that it's the smallest con that I do. I would say the smallest one that I do is probably Farpoint. in Baltimore, but I would say Three Rivers is close. And honestly, one of the reasons I do it is for two reasons, really. I love Pittsburgh, first of all. You all know I'm a Steelers fan, but beyond that, I think it's a beautiful city. But secondly, it's a chance for my daughter and I to spend some really good quality time together. We always have fun. We're going to go see a baseball game on Sunday, actually. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates, PNC Park is what it's called, is one of the most beautiful parks. I've been to about 8 or 9 major league parks. This is easily the most beautiful park of all of them. And even though, of course, as a Red Sox fan, I love Fenway, I think PNC is a better looking park than Fenway is. So it's always a pretty place to go to. It's a fun event. And then we're going to see some friends on the way back in Philadelphia for dinner and stuff like that. So it sort of fits a lot of things together, and it's kind of a milestone. And this is basically going to be right at the end of the year for little Arv, who has really been, as you folks know, has done a wonderful job this year with everything, but it's been a lot for her. It's been a much better year for her in terms of like social connections and interactions, and I think she feels much better in that scale. And she did exceedingly well. She's a top honor student, but it was definitely a step up in terms of the workload and in terms of like managing schedules and stuff like that. So I think she's really looking forward to just hanging out and drawing art and just, like hanging with me and watching a baseball game and just having that sort of thing. So it's going to be all about that. Well, they did return the Green Monster, though, a little bit, though. I have to say, Rudnell, I've been in those Monster seats, though, and those are amazing seats. Like, being above the wall of the Green Monster is pretty cool, I have to say. And that's the thing, is that Fenway, there was all this talk, you probably remember, whatever it was, 12, 13 years ago, about just tearing the whole thing down and building it up from scratch, and I'm so glad they didn't do that, like other teams I could mention. Yankees. I'm really glad that they actually kept their history a little bit. But yeah, so. Okay, now, with that said, let's see. So I guess let's do the comic first, and then we'll do pictures next. I think that's the way to go. So let's do comic first. So I'm going to check this up. I have not read it. I'm not allowed to peek. I'm looking at this right now on screen. Now, because of the way my monitors are set up, I'm looking on it at the left side. So you're going to see me looking on my left monitor, okay, just so you know. All I see right now is graystick1.pdf. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to capture it, and then we're going to read it together, okay? All right, here we go. So, wait a second. Oh, wow, this is very dramatic, too. Oh, man, chat, listen. Woo! Okay, hold on. I gotta get this into studio mode. Oh God, rebuild a stadium in downtown Boston. Right, Stalio? Good gravy. That would be ridiculous. Okay. All right, so hang on. I gotta capture this. I gotta officially capture it because we gotta make sure we do this right, okay? So hang on just a second. All right, there's this. There's this. This is very dramatic. I feel like I should have like music associated with it. Okay, here we go. All right, you can now see me, and you can now see the comic, I believe. So let me turn that up, and let me transition there. So now we can see, again, it's very like, gray stick, number 1. All right, here we go. Gray stick, number 1. All right, chat, you ready? Now you can see it. You see it now? You should be able to see it now, yes? Should be good? I can have one if you want. All right. Okay, see now? All right, here we go. Gray stick, number 1. Bell. It's very dramatic. Bell. Gray stick, number 1. Bell. Okay. Theme chosen by Dragonspear. Heist thriller with a baked good twist. An ArvCon 2023 prize for the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. I have to note that I love this setup because it's reminding me very much of like blah 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 blah, a production of Lionhead Studios. Blah, 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 blah. Like just very like impressive. Okay, so all right, now this one I'm not going to put into echo mode because this is obviously very serious. We affirm Black Lives Matter. Yep. Black trans lives matter. Yep. Protect trans people. Yep. Be kind to yourself and each other. 100% agree. I have completely could not endorse any of those more. Totally agree. Extra love to Triffid and Prince Justin. All right. Triffid and Prince Justin should be feeling the extra love. Okay, here we go. Echo mode. Different kind of echo mode echo. All right, here we go. Graystick, the valiant assassin, waits on the roof. Alone, waiting for danger. This is what I do. I have a kukuri. I can muse upon why I was made to exist. Why is pain everything, and also allowed, and tech issues, and bad hitboxes, and staff meetings. I also blocked Moren's Insta. He's such a dick. If Moren actually had an Insta, it would be the most dickish Insta. Can we just be clear about that? In case those of you who have not read the book, Moren is a rival of Greyshade in the same order, the Order of Argoth, in the same service as he is. And Moren is a jackass, like he absolutely is. So yes, 100% agree that 100% agree that that's the case. And if you're like, oh, I want to know more about this, read the book. You'll know what I mean. Okay. Hi, I'd like to show you something. Would you accompany me? How does she get up here? I stay on the roof unless I have... No, wait, is this her? No, it's... Okay, this is her. I stay on the roof unless I have a paper in a case. Then I do that. It says, go with Emily. It's paper. Vellum is you. I will go alone. It's what I do. The moon does not speak, but life is like that. I want to go with you. I think you're cool. Here, be right back. What? You don't wear a cloak. But I want to. It's kind of my thing. Zell wears gray cloaks. It's my thing, too. Fine, but I can go alone. This is less alone, Emily. Yay! Brandon, can you help? He's doing his roof thing. Is this supposed to be Brandon? Is that Brandon right there? I need to know before I try to do this voice. Is that supposed to be Brandon? Please tell me it is, because I'm going to be very pleased if it's actually Brandon. Is that supposed to be Brandon? It is? Okay. Wow. I am not sure about being part of this. What is he holding? What is this thing that he's holding in his left hand, though? This is tremendous, but what is he holding in his left hand? I really, I know. What is he holding? Is this like a... I'm going to zoom here. I'll zoom in just briefly. Can anyone see what that is? Oh, is that Kamen Rider? Oh, okay. Yes, all right. Okay, I didn't know that was... Yes. Okay, I gotcha. It's a Kamen Rider. Yes. Okay. All right, so I am not sure about being part of this. Wow. I am not entirely sure about this entire situation, which is very meta, but Greg is very rad, and also Emily, and so I will do this. I'm in. Excuse me. Fly hooks. Excuse me, what now? We're scaling down the building and through a window. Really? I'm scared of heights. Whoa, cool jetpack. There are stairs on buildings, Graystick, for this purpose. But I respect this is your way. Wait, there is a secret channel for a trap wire within this floor. Sonic magic. That was a power cord, friend. Don't worry, I can fix it. I am a Trini. There. Does Brandon know how much Brandon features in this comic? I had no idea that we were going to get this freaking epic Brandon appearance. Oh. Might I suggest no more Kukuri moves at this moment? I'm cutting a floor in the... No. I'm cutting a floor in the ceiling so we can descend. Oh, no. Here we go. I'm cutting a floor in the ceiling so we can descend. Emily, this is not helpful. The hearts or the grabby hands? I think they're helpful. I'm an assassin. Oh, okay. Here's the surprise. Oh, no. It's a surprise party for Graystick. Da, da, da. Justice, right? Of course, Graystick is going to take out every party favor and like every conceivable like. It's okay. I ordered a second one. This one has blueberries. He took whoa. He took out he took out the cake? No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I call shenanigans. Listen, Graystick has, as we all know, Graystick has certain moral limits, and one of them is that Graystick would not take out a cake. Okay? A cake is an innocent. No, Graystick would not assassinate a cake. I disagree. That is not the case. He would not assassinate a cake. He cut the cake. He cut the cake. Maybe he cuts the cake for good justice, for swift justice, but he doesn't. The cake is a lie. He was ambitious slicing the cake. What if you thought it was a trap? Well, did the cake have raisins? Because if so, then Graystick would make any sacrifice to save his friends. Yes, if that were the case, right? It's okay. I ordered a second one. This one has blueberries. It's vegan like you. This is now canon. I do like blueberries, though, in real life. I don't know whether Graystick. I don't know if Grayshade does, and I really don't know if Graystick does. We got you. We're proud of you leading this community. We want to celebrate a thing. Okay, I made up the a thing part for Brandon. Specifically with you. ArvCon 2023 equals love. We've got the mug. We've got Emily with the hearts. We've got Brandon with the Common Rider. We've got bottom left is, no, wait a second. Is that, so wait, that Prince, I got it. That's Prince Justin with the camera. And that's got to be Triffid bottom left, right? So now we've got, I see it. So we've got Graystick. We've got Emily here on the right. We've got Brandon with Common Rider bottom right. We've got Triffid bottom left. And we've got Prince Justin directly to the left. And a table with an empty cake plate. Yay. No, not quite. Is that not quite it? Am I wrong? Is that not it? Oh, that's Marie. Oh, because of the glitter? Oh, that's Marie. Well, see, the thing is, what confused me was I see. So the point being, blue lines, we've got the hearts, which is Emily here. We've got the Brandon with the green. This one, so that's the glitter that's appropriate. Okay. All right, I got you because of the sparkles. Yeah, because of the cape and the glitter. Well, the glitter in particular, yes, I see. That's great, Emily. That's great. This thing, I think my favorite part, okay, there's two favorite parts. Even though I disagree strongly with the premise that Graystick would destroy a cake, this is funny. Secondly, I am a huge fan of like the whole like descending the line with everybody on toe, right? And then the fact that I am a Trinity so I can fix this power cord and like oh my goodness. Did they all know that they were going to be a part of this in this way? Did they all know that? Did everybody know that they were part of this thing? Oh yeah. No, I'm sure. Probably true. Probably thought it was a trap. That's very, very good. So wait, that's okay. So wait. See, okay, here's what confused me. So this is Drew, not Prince Justin. Okay, here's why I was confused. I was confused because up here you said extra love to Triffid and Prince Justin, which I totally get. So when I came down here, I was like, okay, well, camera. But I should have realized that, Prince Justin does not have a beard. So I should have realized that this is Drew. That's what threw me off is that I saw those two. I'm like, oh, two other amazing people. Now I get it. So we got Prince Justin and Triffid that have gotten extra love shout outs, but we've got Drew and Marie and Emily and Brandon. Let me tell you, now I am not Graystick, but if I were Graystick, this is definitely a party that would be a party worth having. So that's the case. There goes my fan art, Hugo. Right. No, I know. And Drew, yes, no, I totally get it now. What threw me was the fact that at the beginning it said Prince Justin and Triffid, but now it all makes sense. That's really great. That is super great. I love it. That's really funny. I was not expecting a Brandon appearance. I was just like these things. I was like, okay, because because this is how the gray stick thing started, with Emily talking with gray stick and being like, okay, blah blah blah. But I did not expect we were going to get Brandon holding a Kamen Rider figure on top of that. That was very funny. Hey, Maddie. Yes, art time. I guess I really shouldn't go through the whole thing again, because I already did. But if you sort of rewind like 5 minutes, you can see us go through the whole part of Gray Stick, which is live and revealed. And I guess, are you going to be posting this anywhere? Emily, are you posting this now that we have this? Now that you have this information? Yeah. Yeah, limited release when? Oh my gosh, Hilness, that's bizarre. That's bizarre. Yeah, she did say she would totally wear a cloak with Emily. Oh no, yeah. No, like I say, I totally get it. It all totally makes sense. It all totally makes sense. Good stuff, Emily. I am impressed. That's good. I am a Trinity. I can fix this. Oh man. That's good stuff. Very funny. Good stuff out of Graystick. Okay. Thank you, Emily. I think you can tell from the community reaction that this is pretty good. I'm a big fan. Oh man. And it especially makes sense if you have read the Grayshade book. So if you're like, I'd like to know more of a context, may I suggest you order Grayshade by typing in ! Grayshade. And then you can find out even more about this stuff. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to window capture Drew's photos. I'm going to window capture those photos. Oh, geez. Really? Are you going to make me do that? All right, silly Microsoft Photos. Just give me a second. I'm going to display capture. There we go. Being all silly like. What's up, Wookie Cookie? Yes, that was really fun, Emily. Thank you for doing the gray stick thing. That was a lot of fun. Wow, I see time made Arv gray as me. Time has made us the equal of all that. Yeah, I see how it goes. Okay, here we go. So, all right, chat. Here are the pictures. Now, these were taken, again, at the live event, at the D&D live event at the Klein. And they are done by our very own Drew the Damager, who is a wonderful photographer, just like Prince Justin. So here we go. So here's some pictures. And of course, Maddie was here for this too, and was another person who was there. And by the way, Maddie, Zach is winging his way back to California as we speak. I dropped him off at the train station this morning, so he is on his way back. Maddie is is a member of originally Zach's community, although hopefully she'll hang out with us a little bit here too now and then, and has done a lot of the emotes for Zach and is a very talented artist. In fact, we got to see some of that talented art ourselves in person directly. So it was good to meet Maddie for the first time myself. Okay, so this is back to Claire here. Obviously, the inimitable Carlos. Obviously, the inimitable Zach, and then the amazing Adam Petrosino. This was our high school student here. All right. So we got some minis going on here. And these are edited, by the way. So he took like 500 pictures and he narrowed it down to like, I don't remember how many, but they're not that many, but great ones that were left. That was the hyena mask. This thing surprised me. So in the middle of the event, Claire was playing a shifter, and it was basically like a hyena-ish kind of shifter. So at this point, when she shifted into more of the hyena form, she actually had this mask that she just put on, which was very funny, and I was not expecting. Was it 100 that it was narrowed down to? It might have been. I didn't even really count closely, Hilness. I was just looking at these last night. So I was a big fan of that. The sparkly dye, probably surprising to no one that Claire would be using a sparkly dye. It was funny when she used the sparkly dye, though, for stealth rolls. I found that amusing. There you go. Maw Grizz, level 1 rogue, hyena shifter, as you can see right there. And the dramatic 20-sided die before the as yet empty theater because it was before things actually started. And once again, I feel like some of these could totally be used as like stock D&D photos because a lot of them are really like, interesting ones are like, oh, this looks like a D&D stock photo and that sort of thing. The mask was amazing, right? All right, now we get to getting closer to the event. Adam on the left, who was wearing a vest. Now, I'm not going to say, I'll just point out that I was also wearing a vest. No, but he was wearing a vest because actually his character is this kind of like, Natalie dressed bard. And so Adam did a very good job. He really did. So on the left, you have Adam, and on the right, you have, of course, Carlos with the fairy wings playing Ali Needy, which was very funny. I was a big fan of that as well. So we've got that. I had a vested interest. I see what you did there, Big Boss. Yes, indeed. And again, another one with Carlos. And you can see in the background, too, this picture of the, that's me sort of looking down as I was spreading out the map. And I wanted them not looking at the camera because I was literally setting up the physical map for them to look at later on. There's the background. Those are a couple of the crew. I think that's Alex on the left and Ivan on the right is the sound guy. And Alex on the left is sort of the head carpenter, but does all this general stuff, including rig the camera to work and all this other kind of stuff. So that was cool. And then here you go. And this was, now, if I see this correctly, Drew said that he tried to get this a bunch of times. I think this is Carlos throwing the inflatable die onto the stage. And let me tell you, that inflatable die was just good enough for a couple of rolls. Like that thing was losing air like nobody's business, but it was enough for us to be able to get that up there. So it was pretty great. So I was trying to figure out the shot, and then I looked down and you can see Carlos is like in follow through, right? As he goes through this. There's the D20 that we have up there, which is pretty cool. Asani Wolf, this is Rob's character. Rob played a level 1 paladin, a tiefling paladin. Rob also had a very good roleplay moment in this towards the end when they met up with Caleb Ironcloak. Oh, there's some dude. All right, I don't know who this guy is. Like some guy here who's like talking about stuff, and I'm just like, all right, what about this? What about this? And Carlos and Zach just out of frame, just on the very edge of frame. And I was probably like, okay, this is what I wanted to see for this and see this. So there was that. One of the things that Drew does, by the way, and I've noticed all good photographers do this, probably Prince Justin does as well, is like somehow they take photos without, like once you approve of it and you're like, yes, we want you to take photos. Wedding photographers are like this too. They just somehow, I don't know, like vanish. It's very weird. Like I don't remember Drew coming to a spot where he could take this picture. Like once or twice I saw Drew, but like during the thing, but most of the time I was totally not cognizant that he was taking pictures like this until I got them. And I'm like, where did he get this shot? So that was really wild. Like that this was happening. Yeah, Zach is just looming into frame. It's true. All right, and there, of course, is Claire with the hat appropriate for Ma Grizz and Carlos. This was he had wanted to do the D20 in his right eye business, and so Claire taking a picture on the phone, but of course, Drew also managed to get this as well. I'm a real life bro. Hey, Drew! Drew, you listen, Drew, later on, I can't play it back now. Later on, you got to check the VOD. You've been immortalized in the Gray Stick #1 comic by Emily. So you need to remember that, okay? Yeah, nobody noticed. Anyway, that was very cool. These pictures are great. This, by the way, this picture is about the most Carlos picture that exists. Yeah, you'll remember a couple days ago, I was talking on the Scientist interview about how Voidheart Symphony was the most Michael R. Underwood game. And Mike later on was like, well, yes, that's 100% true. And I was like, listen, I mean that in a good way. I'm saying it's a good thing. He's like, no. He's like, also, you're 100% right. It is 100% my type of game. So this is 100% Carlos. If you've ever met Carlos in person, this is so much the way Carlos is. And you may think that he comes across this way sometimes on stream. This is also how he comes across in person. This is just very, very Carlos. There was the GM screen, and those dice, people, I've shown you all those before. Those are the original Redbox dice. That's right. the original dice from the red box that I got back in 1985 with the original crayon even that was used to fill in the gaps on those dice. Those are now closing in on 40-year-old dice. Yup. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, sorry, Drew. I did gray stick first. But sorry, but yeah, it's good. Okay, now we have us again, and I think this is a really good shot because you get a chance to see three of us. There's the inflatable die down there, which is still hidden from the audience. You've got the books there in my bag, but you get a chance to see this theater. I'm telling you, and people can agree with me. I think, Emily always makes fun of me for saying attest to. People can attest to the fact. Hilness was there. He can attest to the fact. Drew was there. He can attest to the fact, and Maddie too. This is a cool theater. Like, it's an old theater. It seats 1,500. We did not have 1,500 people in there. That would have been really amazing, but we did not have that. But it's a really cool theater with a really cool stage, and it was neat on top of everything else. They don't look a day over 28. Yeah, exactly, Red Lear. Also, Red Lear, thank you so much, by the way, for the resub, my friend. I appreciate it. I hope all is well with you and the little one, and it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's true. Everything now is retro. They're inbound with special OG. These are imbued with special OG satanic panic powers, right? Yeah. I'll say this much: those chairs are incredibly comfortable. I don't know though. Are you like, yeah, the theater sucked, but the chairs? No, it was a really cool theater. It's a really cool theater. And there, I love both of these shots. This is the board. Now remember, little Arv, my daughter, was actually running video and audio for this. The lighting and stuff like that was also handled by the stagehands at the Klein. So I don't want to, but in terms of Roll20 and like putting up stuff, Zach was helping her. I love this shot and I love that shot too. Just makes me warm all over. Like, good friend Zach and, light of my life, my daughter there, doing this stuff. It was super, super cool. You were on stage. And Lotwook. Yeah. And Lotwook, who snuck out, all was like a stealth Assassin's Creed, so I didn't even get a chance to say hi. But yeah, it was good to have you there, Lotwook. And yeah, it is cool, right? Like, it's kind of neat. It was really fun. No. You mean you were on stage with Medeski, Martin Wood there? No, I take it back. I'm sorry. I misread what you said. Looking out while it was packed. You mean when you went to that event? Okay. For a minute, I was like, wait, how did that? Yes. Okay. Sorry. You'll have to pardon me. I'm still slightly in recovery mode from a very long weekend. But it was good to see you, Lobbook. Again, thank you for putting those flyers up too, Lobbook. I really appreciate that. Okay. Oh, can I do it like a wrestler's assistant? I was like, no. It's funny. Yeah, absolutely. And there were a couple of little tech things based not having anything to do with Little Arv, but based on like there was like an audio video desync. I know there was some of that on the live stream. That's stuff that I'll talk about with the Klein in future, assuming that the Klein wants us back. They were definitely liked what they saw. They were pleased with everything. But I'm going to need to, I can't, confirm, we're definitely back next year. I need to, I need to kind of give it a couple of days and then reach out and be like, because there was a lot of work put into this, but it was really a cool event in a lot of ways. And we learned quite a bit about that. So that was really cool. That was me saying hi to Rob. That's right. Rob. There we go. Rob pointing at you. Rob and I, for the first time, it's official. It only took getting Rob to Connecticut to actually say hello to Rob officially. So Robert Austin James, Darkside Rob, it's official. I can confirm is a real physical person who exists in the world. And I had a chance to meet him playing Asani Wolf, and Rob did a great job in all these. I like this shot too. There are a couple of mine that are super favorites of mine. I like this. I'll show you what my favorites are in a little bit. I like this shot a lot, though, because it sets up all the players. And you can see everyone was kind of like in preparation. They were all kind of like, gathering together because, it's important to remember that, now some of them have performed quite a bit. Adam has performed quite a bit. I have performed quite a bit. Rob has performed quite a bit. And some people not in a theater capacity, and Claire has, performed quite a bit. But if you want to talk about like in terms of D&D on stage, performed in front of people, Carlos and Claire at Gen Con, not Zach, not Rob, and not Adam. I mean, all people that have performed in other contexts, but not in this context, other than Carlos and Claire at the symposium, and definitely not for as many people, and definitely not in a big theater like this. So there's a lot of like gathering things together was definitely a part of this too. Yes, we did shake hands. Not only did we shake hands, we hugged. This is not a hologram. Here, look. See, that's a hug. We shook hands and hugged, Arudnell. That was a hell of a physical hologram. And Hillness shook hands as well. All I see is a bag. That's true. They rephrased it, and it was actually this stand-in to actually prove. Okay. There you go. So right here's the hologram of Rob. Right? There's Rob's hologram and me. This was some of the stuff backstage that Drew took too, which I thought was really funny. No one sits here ever, period. Okay, now here was the video shot, and I thought this was really cool. Part of the video that I showed off, and I might actually play that again so you can hear it in the full sync mode. I might do that. I'm thinking I may actually do that for. Yeah, maybe I'll play that video right at the end of this so you can see what it's like when it's not desynced. But this was from that, and there were all the logos. This looked awesome, by the way. Like, leave aside the sound desync issue. This looked awesome. Like, and I think Hillness would agree with that. And Drew, that like yeah, exactly, full sync and not slowed. This looked awesome. Like the logos of everything up there. Look at Athos Arts right in the center, by the way. Can I just say, notice right in the center, Emily? I hope you notice. I hope you and Ballsteg see that. Right underneath the ArvCon logo, there's Athos Arts. Kaboom. Right there. That needs to be, listen. That's where it was at. Power of a great logo. That's right. Okay. There we have the characters. And here's me clapping as we all got ready to go. Okay. Now, I'll go through these a little faster. We've got Zach and Claire and Carlos holding forth. And then again to the right side. Zach's hair game, by the way, was on point this weekend, can I just say? There's me watching as Carlos is very clearly explaining what Allie's going to do. And there's Rob explaining what is going to do with Adam over there. That's a good shot of Rob, actually. Also a good shot of Rob. And another one. Some good shots. And we did get the chance to sort of put a lot of attention back on Adam as much as we could, which we had all agreed we wanted to do. And Adam did a wonderful job. Like, Adam as the bard really, really did a great job at coming across as like earnest and, sort of almost playing straight man, but without getting lost, and had these couplets to make things happen. He did a very good job. I was pleased to see that the essay contest delivered us a really good person for this. It was cool. And was not cowed by the moment or anything like that. There's me again talking about the setup. There's Vernon Richard, that jerk, who we played over there behind me. Okay, now we start getting some of these shots. I like this shot a lot because it just, I don't know, it sort of lays out some of what the stage looked like, which I thought was really cool. And me. Now I'm about to get hit by by Ali Needy's breath weapon. That's Ali Needy's breath weapon, which consists of fairy bubbles. The conceit of this is that Ali Needy is a fairy dragonborn who is really goth, but like can't get away entirely from being a fairy dragonborn, and so wants to be like, everything is terrible. And then like blows glitter and rainbows instead of darkness. You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of person who would want to turn on like Evanescence, but would somehow end up turning on like Natalie Merchant or something. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. It's sort of like, I think it's sort of that stuff. Yeah, he was great. He did a great job. He's going to Sacred Heart in the fall, Sacred Heart University for theater and performance. So yeah. And again, me warding off the breath weapon. And more breath weapon. I like this shot a lot too, because it shows the beautiful art behind it, and the art was really effective. I think the art in this setting, one of the things that worked very well was the static art. It was very effective on stage. It looked really good from the audience. Again, Hilness can confirm, but everyone told me afterwards that it looked really good to sort of set the mood in the scene. And by the way, just a note, the audience was awesome. Like the audience, whenever I was just like, the audience gasps. Everyone's like, like they were completely like on board. I was worried the first time that I said, you know, all of them are having a good time. Like I was like, the students, you Hearthglow students are all having a good time. And then I did this thing and, you know, like, come on. And I was worried that I was going to get cricket, but they all immediately were like right into it. Like I had no problems all night being able to do that. That's actually important. I'll keep that in mind, Hilness, for next time, that we need to bring it up a little bit for ones in the back. It looks like the Last Supper. Jesus, Big Boss. Oh, my God. Okay. Okay, I love this shot. One of my favorites is this, and I'll tell you why. There's clearly, you can tell, I don't know what this is about specifically. Claire must have said something that was really funny, which certainly would not be surprising. Claire often says very funny things. And Zach was clearly into it. Carlos thought it was funny. Claire was doing her thing. And I thought it was really funny, and you got a nice, genuine smile out of me. I like this shot a lot. I like the way that came across. I like the way we look in this scenario, I guess. That's interesting, Wookie. Well, having the ability to do art that sort of enhances, I guess, your mind's eye, even if your mind would make it more bland, is it? Yeah, we're happy with the art for this book, and all the art, by the way, was taken directly from. With the exception of the character art, which was custom made by Spectrum Stun Gun for this event, all the like maps and the map. No, the map was basically from there too. All of the stuff with like the pictures and the portraits of the teachers and all that was all from the original art in Tales and Tomes. So, okay, let's see. Right. Then we got this. This was from the other side. Here you get a chance to have Adam and Rob as I'm describing something important. I don't know what. Adam and Rob again. You know, looking at that picture, doesn't that look like sort of like a before and like a younger and older version, right? Like Adam's just like this, and then later on he became the grizzled veteran known as Rob. Like, doesn't that look a little bit like this? I don't know, but they do have a little bit that way. What? I know. Yeah, going into theater. So you're saying that what we're looking at is basically two time-traveled versions of Rob. Is that what you're saying? Like this is a very Doctor Who sort of thing? I'm just saying, like I looked at these and I'm like, these I can see it. Time traveling Rob. Okay, second favorite shot. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't ranked them in my mind, but another one of my favorite shots is this one. I think I was asking something about, all right, you tell me what you want to do. You tell me what you want to do. But I love the focus of that look from me. Whatever it was I was doing, I love the focus and the listening of that mode. Also, not for nothing, I like that tie. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. I like that tie. That is my Constitution tie, which I often wear at conventions, which has the signatures of all the original founders. It would be nice if some people today read what they actually wrote. But anyway, I always read it. Also, I also wear stuff like that here because of the kind of the literary nature of it, because it's all scroll, all very cool kinds of fonts and stuff like that you can see on the tie. So I liked this shot of me. Yeah, this is a really good one, Drew. I like the focus on it. I also really liked this because, again, I liked whatever it was Rob was talking about. I liked the smile that I had there, and I liked Rob and Adam's focus there because Rob was obviously involved in something important. You can see that Wilhelm was over by the statue, and so I think that may be part of it because I think Asani is not there on the map, so he might have been there later, but I like that you can see the map too. I like this for a similar reason because you can see the map behind me there as I'm kind of setting up, what's happening above this too. So Rob's about to draw a sword. That could be. Okay, another shot of these wonderful people laughing. It's good stuff. Okay. I think this is cool just because you get to see the art. And again, this art is something which was also featured on the poster that we posted a bunch of places, the flyer that we sent around to get people interested in actually coming to this event. But still, when the audience got to see it in person, they were like, "Ooh," you know. So you liked the tree, yeah. The tree, and actually, there's a whole thing that happens if they try to like cut or harm the tree. If some things happen, but fortunately for them, the party did not do that. Okay, sounds good, Drew. Sounds good, Drew. Thanks for stopping by, man. I look forward to seeing more. You should all go to Drew for your photography needs because he's really awesome. Yeah, don't miss the gray stick either. Okay. Then we got Adam working on the dice here, and Rob. That's me setting up something. I don't know what. And then we got Zach in close. Okay, there we go. The reveal of Claire. CSE Cooney, the reveal of Mog Riz being turned into the full hyena form, so to speak. Shifting more into the hyena form. I know, that's what I thought, Maddie, but you'd be surprised. Some people are like, I'll cut a branch from it. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, there you go. So right there, you got the power of the hyena shift. I love that mask. That's really funny. And then Carlos and I looking at the map because we wanted to know where Allie was going to be. And this, I think, was probably Zach describing the staff that Elder Hanu, his turtle druid, was carrying. That was a great character, by the way, Elder Hanu. And Rob and Adam talking about stuff they wanted to do as well. Adam probably was rolling about detect magic, I'm guessing, but I don't know for sure. And then Carlos and Claire and Zach again. Okay. Now, one of my favorite shots of the entire event. Again, I had like my top 5, and I haven't really ranked them in my head. But this is another one of them. Why? Well, because I kind of like the way I look in this. And secondly, much more importantly, I like the code behind it because that was the scan code. That was the scan code for donating to Damon Runyon. So I was glad that we got a shot of this is why we're doing this sort of thing. I really like that a lot. So this was another one of my favorites. Yeah, his thing about even adventuring for 400 years, when he hit level 100, he rolled back to level 1. Yeah, that was very funny. Okay, more Zach, Carlos, Claire. Now here we got a picture of the camera. This was the pen camera that was looking down at the map. So this was the physical map that they were moving miniatures around on. And I think it looked reasonably well, except that it got blocked every time I moved over to like move something on the map. So I had to keep like being conscious of sitting back so that I wasn't blocking the overhead view. But it was pretty cool. Yeah. Are you talking about this one right here, Arudinel? Yeah, I can see that. Mastermind, especially with the hair that way. It's true. Okay. Then we have a shot, a little bit of a shot of the overall, like sort of backing up of the map. And you saw them all clustered in one side here. Okay, this one I think actually came out really well too, because again, the art. So it looks like, I was playing Artur Suverin at this point, one of the professors that they discover who has become a ghost, and kind of swept up into it. So it almost looks like it's coming out of me there. And I thought that was super cool. So I like this a lot. Don't know what I was doing there, except probably at that point I was doing a lot of ghostly swirling stuff. There was a bunch of swirling things, so I imagine it was part of that. And I think we're leading up to one of my favorite pictures. That was cool. Oh, yes. This is where I was stalking around towards Elder Hanu as Caleb Ironcloak, the angry revenant. And I was like literally sort of marching up, and Zach was like, I was a little worried. He's like, not reality worried, but he's like, oh crap, like because I was coming around, and I got around here, and then I ducked down. And you can see their reaction as I'm just kind of like, why? This kind of thing. And like all of them are just like, very good role play there. Super cool. Are you talking about this pose, like coming around there? Yes. Or that? Yeah. It's very cool. That's Caleb Ironcloak that you can see back there, which I was playing at that point. Now the inflatable die came out. And there was a big roar from the audience when this came out because we hadn't showed it off yet. So we pulled out the inflatable die and they were just like, whoa, because we were like, okay, the time's come for some big rolls here. You want feedback. Oh, it was great. It was great. Oh, and then the pic of the ghost on screen. You're talking about I see. You mean like that, but with the ghost in the back, right, Arudinel? Is that what you're talking about? Like with my art? Yes, I could see that. So that plus nope. That plus this, right? This plus that is what you're saying. Yeah. I can see that. Okay, so there, and here we go. We actually got to roll it, and there was Drew getting the roll in the air, and then rolled it again. And there it is, losing air. And then this is Vernon Richard. So this is where they had the climactic like confrontation with Vernon Richard. And again, he was going to roll it. There's Thaddeus Clariton. There's the roll in the air again. Yeah. So, and there's there's the die on the ground. And I love the freaking expressions. Look at Rob. Because look at the die. Like the die was just like there's just nothing left of the freaking die. So the expressions are so great. Adam's like, what does that mean? Rob's like, huh? I'm like, oh God. Carlos is like, what the hell? Claire's like, I'm just sort of speechless. And Zach's like, beatifically smiling. That just cracked me up. This is the best. Like, this is so funny. Because, and actually, it really was a 20. Like, you actually basically was a 20, but it was very funny. So then you got to see actually show the 20, and you can just see down here the people like freaking clapping and like cheering over the crit persuasion there. Yeah. Oh my God, that die, man. And then up here, talking about that, and then just sort of applauding everybody. Applauding Zach, applauding Claire, applauding Carlos. There you can say, well, this again, very much Carlos. Applauding Rob, of course. Applauding Adam. And a combination of applauding me plus the adventure. Like just, yay, we did it. And then I was kind of like, all right, now you will. And there we go, folks. The final picture. There it is. And that probably is my favorite shot of all, I imagine. Probably my favorite shot was this one. It's great, right? So that was cool. That was cool. And I think that's all. I believe that's all I have. Those are the pictures there. So thanks to Drew. It was really a great experience. Oh, wait. Was there one? No, that was all. Yeah, it was great. It was a really great time. And so Carlos is having a moment. He's not the one smiling. Like Adam's proud dad. So Drew did an amazing job. And again, can you? He's never seen someone roll 2, 4, 14, 18, 20 before. Exactly. He rolled like every die roll at once, right? I just shared the Rob face to Rob in Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna post some of these pictures obviously later on as well because they were great. And I think also that they will be very good promo pictures too for the Klein because as was mentioned, we now have not only still pictures but we've got some video reel and stuff like that to do as a part of this. So it was cool. So I was just very, very grateful and happy that things went down this way. Now, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the actual video, this time the functional video, which was, let's see. Okay, hang on a second. All right, here we go. Now this one is going to be synced up. The day Rob and Arvin met. That's right. Okay, let me play this video and then we're done, I promise, with ArvCon stuff. It's time to move on to other things, but I really enjoyed that a lot. Okay, so oh really? You're gonna make me do it that way? All right, I will again display a capture since you insist. It was 11.6 according to my napkin math. Okay, here we go. I'm going to actually remove myself here. Okay, enjoy the full epic intro video as it was meant to be. Whoops, wait. 20 years ago, two prominent faculty members... Wait, hold on, it's cut off. Let's try it again. As I was saying. 20 years ago, two prominent faculty members of Hearthglow Academy mysteriously disappeared in the school library's Eastern Wing. Since then, the Eastern Wing has been sealed. Until now. A group of Hearthglow students ready themselves to journey inside. What they discover will change the course of history. Forever. Hosted by the historic Klein Memorial Auditorium, this live Dungeons & Dragons event launches ArvCon 2023. Sponsored by a host of companies, this event helps raise funds for the amazing work at the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. Thank you for being a part of this historic event. And now, let's get to the adventure. All right. So, that was that. And as you can see, that was pretty freaking impressive. I think they did a spectacular job. And it's also, that's a good idea, by the way. And Arudinel, I might even actually do that now. I think I'm going to stop the recording and then restart it. Then I'm going to post this to like kind of a concluding thing for ArvCon 2023. So I will stop recording. Thank you all for supporting ArvCon. Donate to Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation.